Hi everybody and welcome back to Lost Genre Reddit Stories. Now, before we get to the main story, I need to read you guys a short prequel that sets the whole mood. So let's get started with the prequel post and then we'll move on to the main story and update. This post is from the subreddit True of My Chest and it's by user Mexiash. My stepdaughter asked me if she could call me mom. Okay, so I, 34 female, married the man of my dreams last month, 44 male, and he has a 16-year-old daughter from his prior marriage. I've been in her life and she's been in mine for 4 years, and I've done my best to be there for her as her friend and trustworthy adult, and she's a really great kid. I felt closer to her than I did to any of my sisters, and I could see she looked up to me and trusted me. One more important thing, she's on the autism spectrum. I swear that's relevant. My husband and I went on our honeymoon for 2 weeks, and then we came back on Friday. My stepdaughter came up to me and asked if we could talk, and she told me no one had ever been as considerate as I was learning how to make foods in the exact way she liked them, or as patient with her poor emotional regulation. Her words, I think she's doing great. And she told me I, overall, was her favorite person in her life, so she asked if it was okay to call me mom. This really caught me off guard, and I stopped for a moment to process it. She got embarrassed and told me she was sorry and it was stupid, but I told her it wasn't stupid because I would love that. She got super excited and hugged me, and it was lovely. I was telling my husband about it later, and it suddenly sunk in that I had become somebody's mom. I just stopped and I told him, I'm someone's mom. And he asked me if I felt like I was in the delivery room. I laughed at that, but I got so emotionally overwhelmed that I started crying. This morning, she came downstairs and said, "Hey mom," to me. And it's going to take some getting used to, but holy crap, that was a great feeling. I still don't believe I've earned the titles, but I'll be damned if I'm not going to try my damn best. So it seems last month I got a husband and a daughter too. Pretty good deal if you asked me. Smiley face. Well, OP, I think you have earned the titles. If she asked to give them to you, that's all you need. So congratulations on that, OP. And now that we've got the whole context to the story with that prequel, let's move on to the main post. This post is also from the subreddit True of My Chest, and it's of course by the same OP. My husband's ex-wife was furious. My stepdaughter called me mom. So I recently made a post talking about how my stepdaughter asked to call me mom, and it made me really happy. My husband has 2 children from his previous marriage, a 16-year-old autistic daughter and a 26-year-old daughter. When they divorced, his ex-wife advocated for custody of the older daughter. Sounds like it was because she was more independent and was less work. And he got the youngest one. As a result, his younger daughter always felt kind of unloved by her mom and didn't go too far out of her way to talk to her. Anyway, the older daughter finally got a job in her field that she's been fighting for a few years, and she wanted to have a celebratory dinner with the family. She seems like a nice girl from the times I've interacted with her, but her mom seems passive-aggressive and unkind. So we all got to the restaurant and sat down, and it was pretty nice and civil. I was sitting next to my stepdaughter, and she was a little overwhelmed because she hadn't been to a restaurant before and didn't know what to order. We were looking at the menu, and I pointed out a type of pasta that sounded similar to something we make at home that she likes, and she said, "Thanks, Mom." I guess she said it loud enough that her biological mom heard because she literally stopped everything and asked, "What did you just say?" My husband and I tried to defuse the situation, but she was very agitated by it and actually asked why she did it. Their older daughter stepped in and asked if she could tell her mom about her new job, and that got her to move on finally. My stepdaughter didn't say much for the rest of the evening, but on the way home she tried to apologize for ruining the evening, to which we told her she didn't. Then, if this wasn't bad enough, both she and my husband received a 4-paragraph message discussing how disrespectful and egregious it was that she called another woman mom and how she was very disturbed by it. My husband is just in disbelief and feels horrible for his daughter. He went to talk to her and she didn't say much, but she clearly thinks this is all her fault. If anything, it's my fault for not discussing how she should refer to me at the dinner with my husband and then discussing it with her beforehand. I just effing hate that this woman is upsetting her so much, and I see why my husband divorced her. Thank you for reading. Well, OP, this of course sucks and you didn't ask for any advice or to be judged, but if you don't mind, I would say you need to go sit down with your daughter and tell her that you hope that her bio mom's reaction to her doesn't change the fact that she would still call you mom. I would think that you having this kind of conversation with her will reassure her of how much you love her and how nothing that she did that evening was wrong. If her bio mom has a problem with her daughter choosing to call somebody else mom, well, that should give her pause and cause her to reflect on her actions. Instead of getting angry at the child that she decided she didn't want custody of because she was too much work, because she called another person who the kid really loves mom. In short, OP, I think this is a great opportunity for you to keep being this child's mom. Don't let some selfish woman's reaction to this whole thing bring you guys down. And what do you guys think? Let me know your opinion in the comment section, and now let's move on to check out the community comments. Adventurous Travel 1 says, "That poor girl. If her mom acted like a mom, then it wouldn't have happened. Her actions, or lack thereof, have consequences. I'm not sure if she has a therapist, but it might help explain things in a way she gets and from a professional. The biggest thing I would be worried about now is if her mom keeps sending things to her or making her feel guilty about more things." And OP responds, "She does have a therapist who she meets with weekly. I'm sure my husband's ex-wife is going to come up tomorrow." Public Particular 464 says, "I had a stepmom that I called mom, and it was because she treated me like her daughter. She loved me, and I still love her and talk to her to this day. My dad hasn't been with her since I was 14, but she will always be my mom. My bio mom was upset also. I told her I was sorry, but she treated us very well and did all the mom things and things my dad didn't even do. Then my mom understood. Then, when I was 10, we had a fire and lost everything, and my stepmom was the only person who helped my mom. They became great friends after that. I was lucky to have two of the best step-parents ever. My stepdad is the best. I love him more than anything, and I know how I would be if I had any stepchildren because of my stepmom. I would treat them like I gave birth to them. Honestly, that is all any parent should want. She should be able to call you mom if that's what she thinks of you. No one told me to call my stepmom mom. I did it because I loved her and she treated me like I was her child, not her stepchild." Princess Bella 1 says, "I think she was more jealous about the bond that you and her daughter have developed than the actual name, maybe with a little guilt mixed in." And OP responds, "Yeah, she's clearly projecting something. Insecurity, guilt, jealousy, whatever. Either way, it's her own damn fault for not making any effort to be in her life." Additional information from OP's comments. "My husband learned how to make foods exactly the way she needed them to be, learned how to speak her language, as he calls it, and single-handedly raised a still developing child. His ex-wife got custody of the high schooler at the time, who could be left alone at home and make her own food so she could work and do her own thing without having to worry about anyone or anything. She gave up custody when my stepdaughter was in elementary school. Since then, she only sees her on holidays and family gatherings. She does have visitation rights, she just doesn't use them." We talked to my stepdaughter about what happened and told her that it doesn't matter what the rules say. She gets to choose her family, and if she's chosen me to be mom, then I will be her mom, and her bio mom needs to deal with it. I have no sympathy for a woman who demands to be called mom while putting in no effort to be a mom. Maybe she should elect to be her aunt. All the fun with none of the responsibilities. My husband called her to tell her that if she had a problem, she could go to him, but that she should leave my stepdaughter out of it. Man, I remember during the first year I knew her, she was shocked the day I took off from work to go to her piano recital. Apparently, the idea of anyone other than her dad going out of their way to support her was such a foreign idea to her. Honestly, bio mom should have taken this as a wake-up call that she needs to start being a mom. Finally, my stepdaughter still called me mom after we got home, and I sighed a huge but silent sigh of relief that her bio mom didn't take that away from me. Still, if she tries to pull any crap or come at me, I can guarantee you I'll come out swinging. Alright, well, the community understood OP and gave her a lot of support, and also OP gave us a lot of context about the type of mom, or non-mom, that bio-mom is. So now, let's move on to the update to see how the story ends, but before that, if you're enjoying this video so far, don't forget to click that like button, leave me a comment, and of course, subscribe if you haven't done so yet. And now, let's move on to that update. So, the day after the incident, my stepdaughter came over to me and told me her older sister texted her and asked if she could read the text out loud. I just nodded and said, definitely. But on the inside, my eyes rolled to the back of my head like, geez, here we go. However, her sister sent a very, very lovely and thoughtful message. She said she felt bad about what happened the night before and was sorry the two of them hadn't been talking much lately and asked if she wanted to try to be sisters again. Then she said she asked her what movies she'd seen lately, and movies are her special interest, so asking that meant a lot. I'm not going to lie, I was caught off guard by her sincerity and kindness. It was very, very sweet. Later that day, I got a text message from her older sister as well, whom I assume got my number from my younger stepdaughter. She wanted to get to know me better since I am legally her stepmom now, and I'm the woman her baby sister is calling mom. So she definitely wanted to try to get to know each other. She also mentioned that she didn't get to celebrate her sister's 16th birthday with her and felt that was a really big deal. She asked if the three of us could get dinner and see a movie. So tonight, the three of us went out to see a movie and have dinner together. My younger stepdaughter picked the movie and she loved it. My older stepdaughter and I didn't get it, but all that mattered was that she liked it. Then we sat down and had dinner together. We had a very, very nice time. Then, on the way out, my younger stepdaughter asked if she could run into the store next to the restaurant to buy something really quick. In and out. So we said okay. While she was in the store, my older stepdaughter told me she wanted me to know she misjudged me. She said that watching the two of us interact both at dinner the other night and tonight, going through the menu with her to find something she'd like, advocating for her when their mother got upset, and how she feels comfortable, she completely understands why I'm now mom to her. I think it's great they're getting along, considering a few months ago, my younger stepdaughter was trying to tell her sister about a movie she saw that meant a lot to her, and her older sister was being very sarcastic and snarky about it, and she actually started crying. All in all, it was a pretty great night. After I got home, I saw my older stepdaughter send me a text related to something we talked about, so it looks like we're going to be talking now. I still have some stuff to work out with the bio-mom, but I'll take this as a victory. Anyway, yeah, I just figured I'd share a positive update, smiley face, since there's a lot of negativity on Reddit. Well, OP, it sounds like you've got approval from all daughters, so bio-mom can go suck a lemon if she has a problem, but it is really a whatever situation because your husband was able to shut that down. And of course, a wholesome and happy update like this one is great to start up the week. So thanks for sharing, OP, and here's wishing you guys all the best in the future. Now, let's move on to the next post that also has an update. This post is from the subreddit Am I the A-hole, and it's by user AccomplishedBet13. Am I the a-hole for hitting on my girlfriend's friend after she insisted on not telling them I'm her boyfriend? My girlfriend and I have been officially dating for a few weeks now. She hasn't introduced me to her friend group yet, which I didn't think much of at first. We were all set to hang out, but before that, my girlfriend said to me not to mention we were together. I asked why, and she said it was because she wasn't ready for it. For that night, I was okay with it. Afterward, I told my girlfriend that I felt like crap and that I wanted to be seen as her boyfriend. She said not to worry and that she will be ready soon. But the second time, she asked me not to mention it again. I was annoyed, but I agreed not to say anything. During that second time, I overheard one of her friends ask her if there was anything going on between us. She said I was just a friend. I was hurt, to be honest. I knew what I agreed to, but it hurt to hear her say it. Later that night, one of her friends approached me, started hitting on me, and asked me if I was into my girlfriend. I lied and said we were just friends. We spent the next 2 hours talking and lightly flirting. I didn't kiss her or anything like that, but I did playfully shove her. I wasn't planning some revenge on my girlfriend or anything, but it felt nice to have someone flirt with me. My girlfriend was pissed. She said that I crossed a line with her friend. I told her we were just having fun and nothing happened. We got into a fight and I'm feeling confused now if I should apologize or not. Nope, OP, not the a-hole, and don't apologize. Honestly, this is a huge red flag. I don't understand your girlfriend's logic. If you guys are dating, you're dating and everyone should know. If she's ashamed of you or is she like keeping it under wraps because she's still playing the field or something like that, again, not a relationship you want to be in. And she said it herself. You guys are just friends. So in her friend's eyes, you are fair game. That's it. If she doesn't like it, again, then she should just come out and make it official. But honestly, I wouldn't want to be with somebody who's hiding me. And what do you guys think about OP's relationship? Let me know in the comment section. And now let's move on to the community comments to see what they said. Nice Bluebird 7626 says, bro, go for the girl who will flirt with you in public. That means she'll hold your hand in public, kiss you in public, be with you in public, treat you like you deserve to be treated. Leave the girl who thinks you're somebody to stay in the closet. Also, this will probably be enjoyed on Oh No Consequences because she the a-hole. JTD177 says, I can think of a few reasons why your girlfriend would hide the relationship. None of them are good for you. 1. She's embarrassed of you. 2. She's not serious about the relationship. And 3. She wants to be able to meet guys while hanging out with her friends and no one will question her on it. Dump her and get with the friend, not the a-hole. And BigNet9971 says, not the a-hole. I am going to assume you are both quite young, and this is the sort of silly thing that older folks look back on and say, yeah, I know better than to do that now. The short answer is your girlfriend created this situation herself by lying to her friends and asking you to do the same. In no way is this current situation your fault or responsibility. If you want to keep the relationship, you need to tell your girlfriend that she needs to tell her friends that you have been dating for as long as you have privately agreed to be dating. She needs to own the fact that she has lied to them repeatedly and deal with the consequences. This is a do this or we're finished demand. She created this problem, she can step up and solve it. Although, I don't think that's going to happen. There's other stuff happening here that she isn't telling you, and underneath all of this is a fundamental disrespect for you as a person, which is going to be the death of any long-term relationship. I'm going to guess that you two will break up, but before that happens, you should reach out in a non-committal way to the flirty friend. A simple, hey, I had a nice time chatting with you the other day. Here's my number and I'd like to stay in touch. For certain, the moment your girlfriend becomes an ex-girlfriend, she is going to burn your reputation hard among all of her friends. Just be prepared for some scorched earth and a lot of lying. It will get ugly, and the uglier it gets, the happier you will be having left that relationship. Alright, well, the community agrees that OP is not the a-hole, and they are encouraging him to actually be with the person that shows interest in public. So now, let's move on to the update to see how the story ends. So, my girlfriend broke up with me. She said that I was extremely disrespectful and immature. The nerve on that one. So, I'm sure that's going to make some of you all happy. The friend did reach out to me. We added each other when we met that night. The friend is definitely into me, but I figured I should tell her the truth. She said she understood and that my now ex has always been weird with guys. She said she wished we had met under different circumstances and that we probably should just stay friends, as she's uncomfortable dating her friend's ex, especially in this weird situation. So yeah, I have no girlfriend and the other girl just wants to be friend, assuming she wasn't just saying that to be nice. I'm not expecting anything from the friend, but I wouldn't mind if she changed her mind after all the dust settles. I at least learned something about myself. I will never accept being someone's secret again. Good for you, OP. I think this is a fantastic update. You got rid of a crappy girlfriend and you earned some self-respect and know what to do if this thing ever happens again. Hopefully it doesn't, and I really wouldn't lose all hope on that, friend. I mean, that is if you are actually interested. Who knows? Things change fast in this crazy world. Thanks for sharing, OP, and all the best in the future. Take care. And that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch it. Now, if you've gotten to this point in the video, I assume that you like these stories that I'm reading out, so here are a couple more that you might enjoy. And if you don't have any time to watch another story right now, save it for later, and also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button.